What's up, everyone? Welcome to NFTs Exposed, the Token Metrics show where we go through the top NFTs we reviewed this week through our fundamental review process. I'm Chase Allred, joined by my co-host Jacob Koch-Gallup. How are you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful day today. Great day to review NFTs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have some good ones for you guys this week. We'll kick it off with Roborovski, a PFP project collection of 7,777 NFTs. It's based on the award-winning short film of the same name. Roborovski is actually a breed of hamster, a cute little hamster breed.
Oh, really?
And there's yes.
That's awesome.
Tiny, cute, tiny little hamsters. So the film is based on a hamster in a pet shop that's not getting any attention from potential owners, and he kind of gets into some misfit along the way. Anyways, the NFT collection based on the same project, based on the same film, cute little animals. The lead actor in the film and someone who's also credited as being part of the NFT team, Dev Patel. He was the lead actor in Oscar-winning Slumdog Millionaire. Dev himself has also won an Oscar in other films that he's been a part of, so really impressive. One of the only NFT projects I know of where an Oscar winner is a part of the team. As you can see, the rest of the team also has some prominent movie experience. Sia Concepts, Spectre Studios, and Caravan Studios out of the Indian region worked on this project. Sia Concepts also did Hotel Mumbai as well as the original Roborovski film. The project scored an 81%, which is solid. We love to see projects get above an 80. Utility behind the project for holders. Anyone who holds the collection will have access to the original, again, award-winning short film. I haven't seen it myself personally, but it must be pretty good. As well as the ability to shape the future of the Roborovski franchise and determine they want to give back, they want to help out the art community, and holders will be able to determine who will receive a $50,000 art grant. Community is huge, or large rather. They have 40,000 members in Discord and 86,000 followers on Twitter. They minted on February 9th for 0.165 ETH. So one of the more expensive, but you pay for quality. Not always, but not always, but in this case, you do. Our next project is kind of what I like to call a little bit of a renegade project called Mfers. You can kind of see it in the name. It was done by Sartoshi, a prominent member of the NFT Twitter community, huge, 140K almost on Twitter right there. NFT MFer, creator of MFers. He also created the "Are You Winning, Son" memes, which most people on crypto Twitter have seen. Kind of these stick figure like characters, and that's where he got the inspiration for MFers. But I say renegade project because Sartoshi had just a very different vision for this project than really any I've ever seen. He launched it with no roadmap, no Twitter, and no Discord. Launching an NFT project with no Discord is kind of insane. It's almost suicide in a way. But he said he didn't want these things. He wanted it to give back to the community. He wanted no ruler or king MFer. He said, we're all MFers, and MFers are going to do what MFers are going to do, which is why there's no roadmap. He wants the MFer community to, and this is his manifesto sort of thing that he wrote. This was honestly long. He published this, I believe that says February 12th, and the NFTs were minted last November. So he kind of just let these be floating around, and finally he came out and he said, this was my vision behind the project. Public domain, completely available. He encourages derivative projects. There's the MFerverse being built. Presumably there will be 3D MFers to go into the MFerverse. Jacob has a great story, I know, about MFer chicks, if you want to share that.
Yeah, sure. So I was looking at this project. This was like 2 nights ago. It was like 1:30 a.m. I don't know what I was doing. It was like DGen hours, but I was looking at one of the Nansen smart money contract alerts through Telegram, and I was just seeing all these smart money buyers buying the MFer chicks, and I'm like, what is this? I was like, I had heard of MFers. I knew it was a good project. I knew it was around maybe like 4 ETH. It's now the floor price is like 3.3 ETH. Anyways, so I'm looking at it, I'm like, I checked out their Twitter. They were following 900 people. They had 700 followers. I was like, okay, it's 0.015 ETH. I might as well make it so a small degen play. And I also had a feeling that like there's a lot of trends in the NFT space. So first you saw like kind of female run derivative projects. So you had like female apes that did very well, and then World of Women Tribe, and then we kind of had anime lore. So we had like Azuki and all those other. So those are kind of the trends we're seeing. So I knew that the female version of projects did very well. I knew the MFers were doing well. So I was like, hey, why not give it a shot? So I bought 2 at 0.015 ETH. Yesterday, I sold one for 0.4 ETH and kept the other one, which is more rare. It's like 250 out of 5,500. But I want to kind of explain how I was able to time the top of that sale yesterday at the floor price of 0.4. So there was a Twitter space going on with MFer chicks. They were talking about kind of the future. They were bringing people up. And then the volume was just going like crazy. It's like every 5 minutes, the floor price was up 0.05. So it started at 0.1 ETH, went all the way up to 0.4 ETH. And what I could tell is like, if we take a look at the price here, I was kind of looking for resistance points in the OpenSea collection. So as you can see right now, there's a lot of MFer chicks that are listed for 0.3 ETH each. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 that you need to sweep, or 8 that needs to be bought before you hit 0.31. And when I was looking at it, there was like 20 or 30 that were listed at 0.4. So I listed mine at 0.395, and the floor went up to 0.395, hit resistance, and then went down, and is now the floor prices we're seeing is at 0.286. So it's kind of similar to when you look at historical and like resistance and support lines for stocks, you're looking at that. There's a large supply listed at 0.4. So you sell it right under, and then it gets picked up. And then maybe half of that 0.4 supply got taken, but then it slowly went down as people tried to sell theirs. So that's some kind of alpha, NFT trading alpha you can look out for. But yeah, it's a great project. I usually don't love derivative projects, but this is something that I aped into, and I 20x'd my investment.
There we go. Flipping JPEGs.
Yeah, exactly. Flipping JPEGs.
So yeah, the original MFers, there's really not any utility behind holding an MFer itself besides being a part of this community, which appears to be very strong. They have, again, like I said, they launched with no Discord. The community is now built in unofficially official Discord, which Satoshi is not even a member of because, like I said, he doesn't want to be looked at as the founder or the CEO of this project. He's just another MFer. So while there's no utility now, it wouldn't surprise me to see the community build utility around this project. When the 3D MFers come out, maybe everyone is airdropped a free 3D MFer. This is not something I know. I'm completely speculating, but it's definitely, I would not surprise me to see the community build a utility around holding these.
Yeah. It's actually, I saw yesterday they're building an MFer marketplace, so OpenSea, but just for MFers. And like as we saw today, there was like Invisible MFers, Habibi MFers. So there's a lot of derivative projects. So they're going to have their own OpenSea, MFer C or whatever.
That is exactly something Mfers would do.
Yep.
Read that manifesto. It's for any of you watching if you're interested. It's Sartoshi's thesis behind it is really interesting.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, let's move right along. The next project we're going to talk about is Edenhorde. So this is a collection of 8,800 inhabitants who are part of 4 different tribes. I'm not going to try to name these tribes, but I can read what they're about. So the first tribe is a tribe of humanoid people. The next one is a reptile-like group. We have a peaceful tribe who resemble the plants they live amongst. And lastly, a strange monastic tribe of robots. And
That
if
art
this
is so
art looks
cool.
familiar,
Yeah.
it's because it's by Andy Restaino, who's a cartoonist and designer who's famous for the television series Adventure Time and The Midnight Gospel.
You can totally see Adventure Time.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally see it.
Yeah, it's really cool art. I like it. But yeah, so the goal of this series is to kind of create a whole universe similar to the Pokemon universe. They started off with magazines, then trading cards, then video games, etc. So that's their goal. They're going to start off with a series of 8 interactive chapters. And owning an Edenhorde NFT will allow you to vote and receive additional NFTs during the story arc. And I think what's really stood out to me is not only this really strong artist, but also who really created the project. So this is actually a Merit Circle project, and Merit Circle is one of the largest investment DAOs focusing on play-to-earn games. So yeah, they've backed a lot of very strong play-to-earn projects, and they've kind of hinted at future utility that Edenhorde NFT holders are going to benefit from revenues generated by Merit Circle's future play-to-earn games. So they're not going to create an Edenhorde game, but any game that is created by Merit Circle, it's kind of part owned by these Edenhorde NFT holders. Along with the team, there's also Celia Blythe, who I looked on LinkedIn. I tried to find this person, but I think it's a pseudonym. But I also, in one of my deep dives, I found that they said the story is written by a Cambridge professor. So I'm assuming this is the pseudonym. And then there's also going to be music to go along with the story that's composed by Matthew Payne, composer, musician, and visual artist. Edenhorde has around 25,000 followers on Twitter, 6,000, 7,000 members on Discord. And it minted for 0.145 ETH and is currently sitting around 6 ETH. So definitely a really cool project to look at. It scored a 75%. Decent sized community, really scored really high on team, really cool innovation, decent amount of smart money, and high liquidity. So definitely a strong project. We can move right along. So the next project I'm going to talk about is Fyat Lux. So this is a phygital NFT project. They claim to be the world's first phygital NFT project. What the hell does phygital mean? It's physical plus digital. I know you were all wondering.
Answered my question.
Yeah, exactly. So not only does this project have really cool AR, augmented reality, metaverse aspects, but it also has a really strong team. So let me move right down to the team first before I talk about the project, because that's really what stood out for me. I actually do own one of these. I purchased one of these when the floor price was 0.075 ETH. I bought one for 0.1 ETH because it was a little more rare. But the AR aspect combined with this strong team really stood out. So the art director is AJ Robot Pencil. He's worked on some of the biggest films, music videos, and video games. He's worked for Blizzard, Riot Games, Sony, Paramount, Fox, Netflix, Hasbro, etc. Then the operations lead, Umar, he's a digital artist, technologist, and entrepreneur. He actually created a AR startup out of MIT because he attended MIT that was acquired by the world's largest AR platform, and he's a current faculty member at MIT. We have Christian Vasquez, who's on the tech team in writing. He's worked for Google, Wayfair. He's an MIT alum. And lastly, we have Jan Eric Steele, who has 20 years of experience creating digital video games and experience. He's developed prototypes for Guitar Hero, Skylanders, and Nintendo's Mario Kart Live. Now that we've seen this kick-ass team, let's look back at what this NFT actually is. So first of all, you have 8,080 of these Spark NFTs. They're these really cool, stylized, kind of action figure-esque characters in the Fyat Lux world. And what's really cool is that we can take a look at their OpenSea, and there's a really cool AR feature to the OpenSea. So we'll let this load for a second, and then we can see how you actually view these NFTs, these Sparks. So they're actually 3D models that are built into OpenSea. So you can drag around, play with it. So this means that it's metaverse ready. So this can be your character in the metaverse, like starting now. And they also have Snapchat filters with the masks on, which I've seen people use, which is really cool. So yeah, they already have really cool AR, augmented reality kind of metaverse 3D characters ready to be made. And then the next super cool part is this is where the physical aspect of the phygital comes in. They're sending out these smart cards, which are kind of like credit cards with a chip that's tethered to your NFT. So you just scan that scan that card with your smartphone, and you immediately can open up your camera and have your little Spark 3D model floating in augmented reality, similar to like Pokemon Go. And then it's also going to act as your membership card. So I thought that was really awesome. So if you bought one, you'll get one of the smart cards for free. And then if you bought one on the secondary market, like I did, I just have to pay shipping for my smart card, and then I'll get it. And the person who actually sold me the original NFT, because they're probably also going to get the same smart card as me, that smart card is deactivated. So it's just art. So it doesn't show that they're the owner of my NFT. My smart card will show it. So that was something I was looking at for secondary sales. I'm like, how do they make sure that there's not duplicate smart cards? But yeah,
that's
so
good that they thought that through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this project scored a 74%. Community is decent sized. There's 19,000 followers on Twitter, 15,000 members in their Discord. The team, as you saw, 3 MIT guys, a really prominent artist, so scored really high on that. Utility innovation, obviously very useful, super innovative. That scored high. But what made it score kind of on the lower end, 74%, was the liquidity. It's kind of, we can take a look at the trade volume. So it minted in December 28th, 2021. And it did a lot of volume since then. At the initial launch and a few days after, we can take a look. It was doing 129 ETH in volume, 229 ETH, 237. And then it kind of, as there wasn't much news about it, as the cards were getting ready to be shipped, it kind of went down to 3 ETH, 2 ETH, 1 ETH, 0.285 ETH 2 days ago. So it's kind of just lost some gas, lost some fuel, lost its flame, but they're planning on releasing a graphic novel, having their first in-person meetup, and launching a mobile app. And then once people get their physical smart cards and they're posting it on Twitter saying, look how cool this is, then I think the volume will pick up. At least I'm hopeful because I own one. But yeah, so that's a really cool project. I like it. Sometimes it's cool to look back at projects that did very well, and like this minted for 0.145 or 0.125 ETH. So I bought it under the floor price a few months later, and nothing's fundamentally changed about the project. It's lost a little hype. But yeah, so
it's possible maybe volume has gone down right before the smart card launch because people don't want to sell because they're about to get their smart cards.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. I think also an important metric to look is how many are listed, which that's something to look forward to because I don't have that number off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to pre-mint projects. I know I've been talking for a while, but I'm going to talk for a little bit more. This is Bored.Ai. So this is an exclusive members-only collective based on NFTs. They have really awesome software that allows you to generate art from text. So they call it text to the number 2 art. And once you have minted a text to art NFT, no one can ever use those particular words to create an NFT again. And the NFT collection that they're minting is 10,000 member chips. So these are kind of member tokens, which give members access to use this text to art and future AI technology and access to exclusive perks and drops. Let's take a look at some of the text to art examples, because they have it live on their Discord right now. You can go into their Discord and go into the generate section and create AI generated art just based off of text. So someone typed in Banksy style mint umbrella, and this is what came up. I think that's amazing how the AI just created a Banksy art.
Yeah,
someone also created, someone typed in detailed, calm, and mellow, trippy landscape acrylic painting. The AI just generated that.
It says, so you said any particular words can't be reused. Is it those words in order?
Yeah, so this exact word, this detailed, calm, and mellow, trippy landscape acrylic painting can't be used again.
Okay, so I could still use the word mellow. All right.
Yes, exactly. You can't use it word for word. Right. And then also there's trippy rainbow and ancient Japanese art. Like, that's amazing. I would hang that up as a poster in my room. And this is just an AI creating it in awesome. It literally takes like 45 seconds. So it's super cool. We can go to, we can look at the team. So the team consists of a guy who's a 11-year Bitcoin veteran and co-founder of the DeFi protocol Banker. We have Tal, who's a 20-year AI expert and 7-year blockchain expert, and Benny, who's a blockchain veteran, and he's CEO of Liquid Apps, which is a blockchain and D-app bridging framework. And the company actually behind this project is Tectona. It's the largest publicly traded company in Israel that's dedicated to creating, trading, and investing in digital assets. So it's a very strong team, and we can go to buy, and we can see that. So there's 10,000 member chips right now. The pre-sale started on the 24th of February, and 3,900 member chips can be reserved by the public. I wasn't whitelisted, so as you can see, I already reserved one for 0.2 ETH. There looks like there can be about 2,600 more reserved. Then there's going to be 1,500 that's only for whitelist, and then the rest is going to be on a public sale. And if you mint the membership, you also get a floppy disk NFT, which allows you to use their text to art features. They have 30,000 followers on Twitter, 60,000 in their Discord. Definitely an awesome and innovative project with awesome art. And I definitely advise you to go to their Discord and create art like they say. And let me talk about one more pre-mint project, and then I'm going to throw it back over to Chase. This one is called Geneticats. This is also another super sick utility project that we've been looking at. So this is a profile. It starts with a profile art project that entitles holders to a whole genome sequencing kit. What is that? What exactly does that mean? Apparently, according to them, genome sequencing providers like 23andMe and Ancestry.com only sequence 1% to 2% of your genome, while their genoming sequencing at Nebula Genomics decodes 100% of your DNA. This is backed by Genomes DAO. That's who's creating this project. So if you buy one of their really cool cat NFTs, then you also get access to one genome sequencing kit. This gets then uploaded to the Genome Mining Vault, which is powered by a mobile blockchain wallet. And this allows you to run ancestry, rare disease reports. They're going to add more reports in the future. And then additionally, which is super cool, is you can actually monetize your genome. So in essence, sell your genes and your report to pharmaceutical companies or research organizations and earn gene tokens. So rather than companies like Ancestry.com selling your data to third parties without your consent, probably your written consent in a contract that you just signed in the terms of use, but without you really knowing it, here you actually earn money and you can reject and accept it. And lastly, they're going to then make a one-of-one generative art that's based off of some of your genome. It's only going to be a small percentage because they're not going to get access to your whole genome sequence, but they're going to take a small percentage that's viewable to them and create one-of-one art. So it's definitely something super cool. The team consists of a CEO who founded a really innovative company called Teacher Pitch, chief scientist Dr. Mark Hanel, who has a PhD in stem cell biology. We have lead developer Mickey Sokachi, who's been in software development since early 2001. Lead bioinformatician Dr. Bastian Greschalk, who's been working on personal genomics since 2011 and has a PhD in bioinformatics from the University of Frankfurt. So definitely a strong team. They know what they're doing. They know genes. And yeah, unfortunately, it seems like, however, that the community is pretty small. There's only 7,000 followers on Twitter, and the Discord only has 2,500 members. But that's not to say that it's not a super cool project. It might just be a diamond in the rough. So the projected mint date is February 28th at a price of 0.165 ETH, and there's 10,000 items in the collection. And there's still a chance to get on the whitelist, which gives you 10% off the 0.165 ETH price. I've done a lot of talking. I've given some alpha, but let me throw it over to Chase, and you can close this out for us.
That Geneticats, that's really interesting.
Yeah,
more biology in an NFT project than I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to know your stuff to sequence a genome.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Final pre-mint project of the day. Final project of the day. We have Battlefly. Battlefly is a play-to-earn game in development on Arbitrum, which is pretty interesting. We haven't seen the Arbitrum NFT ecosystem really blow up yet, but with lower fees and higher throughput, I wouldn't be surprised if we do at some point in the future. It's built on the Treasure metaverse within Arbitrum, which is powered by the Magic token. And one of a few interesting and innovative things that Battlefly is doing is they're actually having the Magic token be their in-game currency. Their reasoning behind it was essentially that so many projects that have their own in-game currency, like Axie, like some of the other NFTs we've reviewed in the past, many NFTs we've reviewed in the past, are creating their own currency, and they essentially, the Battlefly team says this is going to end up being their downfall in the end because so many people are buying the token just to speculate, and the people that speculate don't really care about the game. They just want to turn a profit. Eventually, they're going to sell, and you don't want to have people buying and selling just to buy and sell and not interact with your game. You want people to play the game because they enjoy the game. Mehdi, our lead investment analyst, often says, "Play to enjoy" is the new narrative. So it's got some enjoyable game mechanics where very early on they have this Medium blog here where they're releasing 7 parts to kind of reveal certain aspects of their project. We're on part 4 now, I believe, waiting for 5, 6, and 7. So what we have learned, the team is not doxxed. We don't know if they will be eventually. During the game itself, your Battlefly NFT will be in Season 1. It will be active in the Battle Dome for 2 weeks. Once it's been in the Battle Dome, it'll kind of sit on the sideline until Season 2 begins. So you really have 2 weeks to come up with a strategy and earn all the Magic tokens you can. The top 25% of Battleflies will earn a 5% ROI every day, so 40% on a week. Second 25%, the second quartile, will make 2% each day. The next quartile loses 2% every day, and the bottom quartile loses 10% every day. So pretty high stakes here, honestly, using the Magic token, which I think gives it a little bit more not value, but a little bit more is at risk, I would say.
Yeah, it's not just using a made-up token. You're using a token that's traded for actual money. So when you lose 10% of it, you're losing some of your portfolio.
Right. So there's, pretty big stakes here.
Yeah, and what's this? Can you explain the proof of consequence?
Oh, proof of consequence. Yeah, super interesting. So, proof of consequence, instead of the NFTs being minted and certain ones just having rarity. So one lucky guy mints his NFT and it's worth 10x all the common NFTs. Basically, the rarity is going to come from the strategies that you as a player employs. So if your Battlefly starts to do well because of the strategy that you are playing with, then it becomes more rare because it's gaining these boosts and gaining these different attributes. So that's how they become more rare and more valuable, because of consequence, not randomness. So that's something that's
awesome.
Really, really cool that I have not seen before personally in an NFT project. They also we don't know how many NFTs there will be. We do know that they have 30,000 whitelist spots, and the mint will be completely free for those on the whitelist. And being that it's on Arbitrum, we likely won't even see high gas fees for those that do get a whitelist spot and do mint. There's social media metrics. They have 53K on Twitter, which is solid, and over 60K in their Discord channel. They don't even have a website yet, so we'll see how far along they are in terms of when the game will actually be out, when the NFTs will mint, if that's going to be before, or if they'll do it around the same time. Still waiting for parts 5, 6, and 7 of this blog series. Hopefully they'll shed some more light. I know I'll be paying attention.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode of NFTs Exposed. I hope you learned some alpha. Make sure to leave a like. Let's try to get this video to 150 likes. Also, make sure to leave a comment down below if there's any projects that you want us to review, any projects you want us to talk about on this series. If there's any blockchains like Solana, Near, etc., that you want us to talk about NFTs on that, let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out tokenmetrics.com and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.